This is your News Source Evening Bulletin for today, Friday, the 4th day of December in the year 2020. I'm Gordon Mosley. Here is what we're tracking tonight. The private sectors in Guyana and Canada are looking to work closer together. And with the launching of the Canada-Guyana Chamber of Commerce this afternoon, the step towards that goal is closer to reality. The new business chamber is being chaired by local business magnate Anand Bihari, who told the launching that the Canada-Guyana Chamber will be looking forward to serving the needs of its membership in Guyana and Canada. The Canada-Guyana Chamber of Commerce is a brainchild of outgoing Canadian High Commissioner to Guyana Lillian Chatterjee. She said the Canadian High Commission will continue its efforts to promote Canadian and Guyanese collaboration in a broad range of sectors, and not just in the area of oil and gas. The High Commissioner, however, noted that as Guyana moves to become a key player in the oil and gas sector, there is the need for an adequate workforce locally to meet the demands of the sector. She said such a workforce is not currently in place.
What Guyana lacks is a skilled and sizable labor force to benefit from the explosive growth that is coming to Guyana. You are already witnessing an influx of global political leaders and investors who want to do business in Guyana. Get ready. This is just the beginning.
High Commissioner Chatterjee also said foreign investment should be supported and not resisted, although she warned that the country must know who to trust.
While it is reasonable for foreign investors to want to profit from Guyana's success, it is equally critical that they contribute to Guyana's development for the benefit of Guyanese citizens. People have expressed concern that foreigners will take your jobs, skim the profits, and leave you with the scraps. From what I have witnessed with how your government is interacting with Canadian investors, I can personally attest that your government is insisting that external investors train and employ Guyanese citizens and is extracting maximum benefit for Guyana. So who can you trust? This is where trusted partners like Canada come in.
President Irfaan Ali welcomed the launching of the Canada-Guyana Chamber of Commerce and noted that the Guyana government and the private sector in Guyana will have to work closer to ensure there is a level playing field when it comes to investment and trade with other countries.
There is no point of saying we are part of a global environment, of understanding we are competing in a global environment, of understanding that we are part of a global network, but at the same time do not recognize that we are also part of global competition. But it is how we manage this global competition. And this is why I said before our local private sector, and I must congratulate them, they need to step their game up, and they're stepping the game up. I have all confidence in the private sector of Guyana and the leaders in Guyana that they will step their game up and they will be equal partners wherever they go. There will be partners that will fit the bill. There will be partners that will become capable, that will achieve the technological transfer that is needed to manage the new economy.
The president said for many years, Guyana has faced many hurdles in getting access to various markets, while the country is always making it easier for some of those same markets to do business in Guyana. He said the Foreign Affairs Ministry will be looking at the issue, especially as there are more and more countries seeking to do business in Guyana and with Guyana.
We have a serious problem, and I'm saying this with our Canadian partners, because sometimes the headlines can be misleading. We are a strongly knitted country that will realize its true potential in a united way. But we have always been negotiating from behind. For the first time, we are negotiating from in front.
The various private sector groups and chambers, he noted, should not see themselves as being in competition with each other, but rather working with a similar goal. The Canada-Guyana Chamber of Commerce will have offices in both Toronto and Georgetown. It plans to offer advice and support services to its members and others looking to do business in both Guyana and Canada. The chamber will also serve as a business advisory body to the governments on bilateral matters related to trade and investment. More news coming up in a moment.
Guyana, we've been through it all.
But as a people, we have
weathered every storm
And risen to every challenge.
because it is the people of Guyana
that gives it its strength.
all the people.
Regardless of race,
Class or religion.
We
are one people, one strength.
And now is our time. A time to rise. Together, we rise.
Mobil Special and all other Mobil lubricants are distributed by Sol Guyana Inc. Mobil Special and all other Mobil lubricants are distributed by Sol Guyana Inc.
Ravinas and Water Street and Anans and Regent Street just received a new shipment of Leatherette in over 16 colors. Leatherette can be used in a wide variety of applications, including covering speedboat seats, cargo, and keeping commuters dry. Ideal for minibus and car seats, Leatherette can be custom made to your seating requirements. Leatherette is easy to clean and sanitize and a better choice during the COVID pandemic. For fast and comfortable shopping, visit us to get the best prices in town. Ravinas and Water Street and Anans and Regent Street.
That's a great start powered by Yuasa Battery. Yuasa Battery is the #1 Japanese brand. It's durable, improves performance, maintenance-free, and comes with absorbent glass mat technology. Yuasa Battery, trusting starting power for over 100 years. Choose Yuasa Battery for the best battery for your vehicles. Yuasa Battery is distributed by JCA Trading Inc. Telephone number 231-9446-9.
Mom, what are you doing with GPL on your list?
Child, you forgot I have to pay GPL?
You got time with GPL.
I have to keep these lights on. The customers who think in that manner and refuse to honor their obligation to GPL are obviously not playing their part in ensuring quality service delivery. So, I will continue to pay my GPL bill on time, every time.
I recognize the value of your point, Mom. You were right.
Many wishes for Christmas. A freshly painted home, a new vacation home, a new car, home furnishings, my dream wedding, new kitchen appliances, a new smart TV, a new phone for Zion, school fees too. Gosh, I still want this work from home office area. I just wish I could get some extra cash to clear my debts altogether. Do you feel the same? GBTI is granting 12 wishes for Christmas.
Mobil Special and all other Mobil lubricants are distributed by Sol Guyana Inc. Mobil Special and all other Mobil lubricants are distributed by Sol Guyana Inc. Welcome back. In a court hearing that was convened last evening, Chief Justice Roxanne George granted a conservatory order putting a hold on the deportation orders against 26 Haitians who are currently being detained by the state. The order was sought by attorney Darren Wade, who moved to the court on behalf of the Association of Haitian Nationals in Guyana to block the deportation orders. The hold on the deportation orders will remain in place until the determination of the matter. Attorney Wade has been pointing out that the Haitian nationals have still not been taken before the court or charged with any crime, and therefore he believes the deportation orders granted against them should be thrown out. The group of Haitians arrived in Guyana from Barbados 3 weeks ago and were all granted legal entry by the Immigration Department. However, one day after their arrival, they were all rounded up by the police and taken to the Hugo Chavez Center in Berbice, where they continue to be detained. The government at first claimed that the Haitians were placed in protective custody, as they were suspected of being human trafficking victims. But when the Haitians complained to the media and made it clear that they were not victims of any form of human trafficking, the government decided to seek their deportation. Attorney Wade said the law is very clear on the issue of natural justice being provided to everyone. Several civil society organizations have called for the Haitians to be released since they have not broken any law and have not been held for any crime. Well, with Guyana's expected economic growth and its attraction to international investors, U.S. Ambassador to Guyana Sarah Ann Lynch believes the country needs to fix its power generation issues to attract additional investments. The ambassador made the point earlier this week as she addressed the virtual Guyana Oil and Gas Summit. According to Ambassador Lynch, the country will have to make significant outlays in its power generation sector.
It will have to make significant outlays in its power generation sector in order to attract the types of investment that will make it a sought-after destination in the Caribbean. One of the biggest obstacles is the cost of energy. Guyana's energy generation is largely fossil fuel-based, with power plants utilizing heavy fuel oil. The cost of electricity is 32 cents per kilowatt hours, which is significantly higher than Guyana's South American neighbors, but about average for the Caribbean. Guyana also knows it will have to improve its power grid, which unfortunately suffers from systemic losses. This is a major roadblock for the development of large industries now.
The ambassador said one of the biggest obstacles facing investment in Guyana is the cost of energy.
If Guyana can take advantage of the natural gas that it emits from the oil wells, it can bring down the cost of energy twofold, which will make a difference in the lives of every Guyanese citizen. Guyana is also working on reforming its financial sector to attract investment. The Minister of Legal Affairs committed to amend existing legislation to allow for the development and diversification of the existing financial sector. Guyana's currency is stable, and local banks are highly profitable and continue to grow. International companies will continue to look for this stability and reform as they evaluate Guyana as a place to set up operations.
Ambassador Lynch noted that with a new government in place, there will be a need for them to move swiftly to begin putting systems in place to prepare for the economic growth and investment that is forecast to come Guyana's way. She said there will also be the need for diversification in the energy sector, since that will help Guyana fulfill its dream of a green economy. The U.S. ambassador said the United States will remain committed to Guyana and will continue to support various initiatives in the country. She pointed to a number of recent agreements signed between Guyana and the U.S. as a testimony to that commitment. Guyana and Suriname are still to finalize their health protocols for cross-border travel between the two countries, as the Guyana-Suriname ferry service is set to restart next week. Already there are hundreds of Cuban nationals camping out at the ferry terminal in Suriname, waiting to cross over into Guyana. In the coming days, health officials from the two countries are expected to meet and finalize the health protocols for travel. Health Minister Dr. Frank Anthony said while the two nations might have different COVID-19 protocols for travel, they will seek to develop one standard protocol.
We have been working on developing an agreement between Guyana and Suriname as it relates to health. So those discussions are still ongoing. In addition to that, we have been working with the Surinamese authority to ensure we can synchronize our guidelines or protocols for the reopening of the Molson Creek port.
Dr. Anthony also said a synchronization is required so that there might not be a mix-up in the manner in which the traveling protocol is implemented.
As you know, our guidelines are fairly stringent. We require PCR within 72 hours, and then you would be allowed to go without quarantine. If that PCR is beyond 72 hours but within 7 days, then you'll have to do a second PCR test upon arrival in Guyana. Suriname's protocol is slightly different, so in addition to the PCR that they are required to enter, they also require people to be in quarantine for 14 days. So there is a little bit of difference. So people traveling over to Suriname would have to go into quarantine. So We are trying to synchronize, and we are currently wrapping up those discussions, I would say. And once we wrap up those discussions, that would lead the way for the reopening of the border.
The ferry crossing between the two countries was suspended back in March as coronavirus cases were detected in both countries. Just last week, following meetings between the two governments, a decision was taken to reopen the crossing. The Guyana National Bureau of Standards today said that although it has been providing the requisite training on the use of breathalyzers and speed guns to the Guyana Police Force, the Bureau has not commenced the verification of the devices. The GNBS said it is working to acquire the standard equipment to commence the verification of breathalyzers and speed guns from next year. The Bureau said it is urging road users to avoid drinking and driving and speeding on the roadways, especially during the holiday season. During a number of court cases, it has been revealed that the breathalyzer equipment and the speed gun that are usually used in the enforcement of traffic laws have not been calibrated for several months. 3 weeks after a 16-year-old Essequibo girl was brutally stabbed to death, her assailant has been charged with the murder. 34-year-old Yogeshwar Kumar appeared in court today and was not required to enter a plea for the murder of Sanisha Hall. The teenage girl was attacked and murdered by the man on the 11th of November at her home in Richmond, Essequibo. She was stabbed multiple times about her body after reportedly rejecting the man's advances. The accused reportedly ingested a poisonous substance after the murder and was hospitalized since then. He was released from the hospital 2 days ago. He has been remanded to jail until the 29th of this month, when the matter will continue. Across the Region is coming up next. Delvac and all other mobile lubricants are distributed by Salt Guyana Inc. Mobile Delvac and all other mobile lubricants are distributed by Salt Guyana Inc.
Due to the impacts of the global pandemic, COVID-19 across our nation, essential organizations like us have chosen to adopt innovative approaches to meet the emerging needs of our customers while protecting our employees. Here are some quick tips to make managing your GPL bill easier while we practice social distancing. To register for electronic billing, you can use the e-billing tab on your website. To access your bill balance, you can use 4 options: the website live chat at gpl.net, the online inquiry on our website under billing, SMS Freedom by texting your GPL reference number to 624-0400 or 608-8400, or call our call center at 226-2600. A message from the Guyana Power and Light Incorporated.
I have many wishes for Christmas. A freshly painted home, a new vacation home, a new car, home furnishings, my dream wedding, new kitchen appliances, a new smart TV, a new phone for Zion, school fees too. Gosh, I still want this work from home office area. I just wish I could get some extra cash to clear my debts altogether. Do you feel the same? GBTI is granting 12 wishes for Christmas.
The Christmas season is here once again, and we encourage everybody to be safe. Between October 23rd and December 31st, buy your groceries and fuel from Falls, and you can win a Christmas hamper every week or your fuel purchase free. Just spend $3,000, complete the coupon, drop it in the box, and then listen for your name. And to make it even better, you can win a bumper hamper on Christmas Eve day. Yes, our prices are great, the environment is safe, and everyone wins when you shop in the Falls Christmas promotion, Land of Canaan.
We are legions of men standing strong, but never too proud to stoop and help someone. We must send a clear signal to all. Do right, walk in upright ways, knowing that's what being a man is all about. And ever aware that things will only get worse when good men do nothing. Stand strong, be the one to live right.
Been through it all.
But as a people we have
Weathered every storm.
And risen to every challenge.
Because it is the people of Guyana
that gives it its strength.
all the people,
regardless of race,
class, or religion.
We
are one people, one strength.
And now is our time. A time to rise. Together, we rise.
Mobil Delvac and all other mobile lubricants are distributed by Salt Guyana Inc. Mobil Delvac and all other mobile lubricants are distributed by Salt Guyana Inc. Across the region right now, Jamaica is spending up to $8.2 million to procure 1 million COVID-19 vaccines. It's a big discount on the otherwise $37 million that Jamaica would have had to fork out at $37 per dose. Each individual is expected to receive 2 doses of the vaccine. There has been an initial deposit of about $1.1 million through the Caribbean Public Health Agency. The balance is being programmed for the fiscal year 2021 to 2022, according to the Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Health. The official said Jamaica is not expected to receive the vaccine until the second quarter of the next year. Chief Medical Officer Dr. Jacqueline Bieser McKenzie said going into the second phase of the vaccination program, the prices will not remain the same, suggesting there will be an increase. The Chief Medical Officer also explained to the committee that the vaccine, which requires minus 70 degrees Celsius, was not the one Jamaica will be getting, as it was not part of the COVAX facility to which Jamaica currently subscribes. Barbados Today reports this evening that the Barbadian Rastafari community and the founder of a leading local drug addiction counseling service have given the thumbs up to the removal of cannabis from the list of world's most dangerous drugs. But the head of the country's anti-doping agency is warning all concerned to tread carefully in seeking the benefit from the latest development. Yesterday, the United Nations Commission voted to remove marijuana from medicinal purposes from a category of the world's most dangerous drugs, a highly anticipated and long-delayed decision that could clear the way for an expansion of marijuana research and medical use. The vote by the Commission for Narcotics Drugs, which is based in Vienna and includes 53 member states, considered a series of recommendations from the World Health Organization on reclassifying marijuana. Experts say the vote will have no immediate impact on loosening international controls because governments will still have jurisdiction over how to classify marijuana. And finally tonight, international news. Continued fighting in many parts of Ethiopia's Tigray region is hindering efforts to deliver aid, the UN says. Millions of people are said to be running out of food and medicines. UN officials told the Associated French Press that there was still no access despite a deal allowing unimpeded humanitarian access to government-controlled areas. The military entered the regional capital last weekend and said the month-long conflict with forces of the TPLF group was over. Hundreds of people have reportedly been killed in the fighting with the Tigray People's Liberation Front. Tens of thousands of people have been displaced, with a wave of refugees fleeing into Sudan. The government of Ethiopia has said there is no war. And that's your News Source Evening Bulletin for tonight. I'm Gordon Mosley reporting.